Hi guys. So in this video, I'm basically going to be talking about a couple points that I forgot to mention or didn't know about in my original Intellivision Amico video, which I made a couple days ago. If you guys haven't seen that video, then I've left a link to it in the description and in the comments. I'd recommend checking out that video first, because I go way more in depth on the system, and I watch the trailer, and I give my thoughts on it and everything, and I talk about the original Intellivision briefly as well. If you're looking for more information on the system, that's the video to watch. This is just me addressing a couple points that I forgot to mention or didn't know about in that video. So, I've got 4 points to talk about, 3 major, 1 smaller one, and then a sort of apology to make for last video as well. So to start off with, this is probably the most important one. The system price, which is something I didn't know in the original video. The system is going to be priced at $180, which will probably translate to somewhere between 120 and 150 pounds. Now, when you consider everything about the system that I'm going to talk about, and the trailer, like what they've shown in the trailer, that seems like a really good price. I mean, I would argue that it's worth maybe even more than that. So $180 definitely seems like a very reasonable price. So, that's out the way. The second point is game pricing. The games are going to be priced anywhere between $3 and $10, and I believe that'll be the same in the UK as well, roughly £3 to £10 probably. That's pretty good pricing. I mean, you can't get any modern games really for that price brand new. But the thing that makes that even better is that Intellivision plan on having no patches and no DLC on their games. Now, for someone like me who despises patches and with a passion, I hate the idea of patches. That it's a horrible, horrible concept that benefits no one. But as someone who hates patches so much, it really, really makes me happy knowing that a company is actively trying to avoid them. Because when I say I hate patches, I'm not talking about right now. I mean, I'm not like, oh, it's a half hour, I have to wait for it to play the game, I hate it, it's not fair. What I'm talking about is, imagine in 20 years' time, right? Most of you probably won't be playing Xbox One or PS4, Switch or whatever in 20 years' time. You probably moved on to whatever's released, right? But I still have a Sega Genesis that's 30 years old now. If you watch my other video, you'd know that it's 30 years old now. I still have it. I still play it often. But imagine if those games had patches. If I played a Sega Genesis game with a patch, I couldn't get the full experience. Because there's no way to get those patches now. Because it's 30 years. If there was online servers for patches, they would have been shut down long ago. And I know it's laughable to think about it, but in the future, the servers for the PS4 and the Xbox One and the Switch will all go down as well. Nothing lasts forever. So those servers will go down, and you'll get a game in 20 years, and it won't be complete. So to know that a company is trying to get full games released like they used to, really, really is something to be admired, honestly. Now, the last major point about Amico that I forgot to talk about is the game quality. I said in my original video that we would have to wait and see if there would be high quality games for the system or if it would just end up being a bunch of shovelware. I got plenty of comments saying that apparently Intellivision are going to have a very strict quality control system when it comes to their games. They say that if they don't believe a game will score 7 out of 10 or higher, they will not release it on the Amico. And when you think about the fact that every game on Amico is an exclusive, that means you're getting cheap games with no patches, no DLC, that are rated highly, on a system that's pretty affordable. It all seems like a really, really, really good deal. And they're taking this way more seriously than I would have ever thought, based on the Atari VCS mostly. They're taking this really seriously, and I'm really glad that they are, because that means the system could really have a chance at being a proper competitor. I'm really excited about this system. I mean, I get excited for new console releases, but I mean, when Atari VCS came out, I was excited for it. But it's 2019 and we really don't know anything more about it in 3 years. But we'll come back to that in a minute. This is due to be released next year, and it was only shown about maybe 6 or 7 months ago, maybe, I don't remember offhand. But they're taking it really seriously. And all this information that I'm talking about here, plus everything that I discussed in the last video, it really looks like it's going to be a great system. And I really hope it is, and I can't wait for it to get here so that I can see how good it actually can be. But on to the last point about Amico here. I didn't mention this because I mainly thought it was pretty implied from the trailer, but I'll say it here anyway. The controllers, they have touchscreens on them, and they are full color, high quality, proper touchscreen displays like you get on a smartphone, for example, which is good. So you're not getting a low quality black and white touchscreen, for example. They're going full high quality color touchscreen, which is definitely very good, especially for that price. I mean, I don't know how much it'll be. Like, I'm guessing you might be able to buy extra controllers. Like, maybe there'll be some games that support 4-player. I don't honestly know. But it comes with 2 out of the box, so they're focusing heavily on multiplayer local co-op, which is something, again, that doesn't happen as much these days. So that's something else to be admired as well. But yeah, in conclusion, the Amico really seems like it could be a really good system. Like, I mean, it's, so far, I'd say it's doing everything right. Like, I can't think of anything that they're doing wrong, honestly. Like, they're doing some things better than the main 3 are, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. Mainly that thing with no patches. I mean, I don't despise DLC, but sometimes companies use DLC as an excuse to not finish their game. When it's blatantly obvious like that, then I don't like it. But if it enhances the game, then I mean, bring it on. If the game's finished, then you're adding extra content, and that's fine. But the Amico is going out of its way to say no patches, no DLC, which I like, which means it means developers can't say, "Oh, here's the game. It's great, right? It's only half finished. Oh, we'll make DLC for it." That won't happen on Amico, and I think that's great. So that's all I'm going to say about Amico. I'm just going to make a quick apology here about something I said in last video. I basically kind of compared Amico to Atari VCS, and it kind of sounded like I kind of hated the thing a little. I don't hate the Atari VCS. It's just that compared to the Amico, it's doing a lot worse. Like, I mean, the Amico's been a thing. Like, we've known about it for maybe a year at the very most. The Atari VCS was first shown off in 2016. It's now 2019, and we don't know much about it. The only things we really know are the name, roughly what it will look like, and the absurd price of $400. And apparently it's going to run a version of Linux operating system. But I don't know about that. Like, that's just an apparently. And then I'm pretty sure as well that the system costs $400, but then you have to buy the controller separately as well. Each one of the controllers costs like $60 each. Compared to the Amico, the Atari VCS isn't doing as much right. So that's why I don't like the VCS as much. But if it comes out, I will be happy to take a look at it and see how it is. But Amico is doing way more right than the Atari VCS is. So that's all I'm going to say on this. I mean, I think I went on a bit longer than I would have wanted to. But anyway, that's the end of this video. I think that's all the points I wanted to address about Amico. So in conclusion, I'm really looking forward to it. It really looks like it's going to be a great system, and I can't wait for it to get here. So thanks for watching, guys. If you guys want to see more news about the Intellivision Amico, then just ask and I will be glad to cover it more. And anything you want me to cover, I can cover pretty much. Like anything that's, relevant to the channel, I will cover. But if any news comes out about Amico, I will definitely be covering it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time, and goodbye.